And so next, I'm going to call on Senator Bob Smith. Anyone who cares about the environment in New Jersey is very familiar with his work. His list of climate-related accomplishments is just too big to list here, but just a quick primer. Over 30 years in the New Jersey legislature, he's chair of the Environment and Energy Committee. Did we mention he has a score of 100 from the League of Conservation Voters? He's sponsored 20 of the most important sustainability bills in New Jersey history, covering topics including wind, solar, recycling, sustainable development, fossil fuel divestment, conservation, pesticide reductions, energy financing, water protection, organic waste diversion, ensuring that our energy master plan actually has some teeth to it, and so many more topics. So it's our pleasure to welcome in Senator Bob Smith. Senator Smith, are you there?
Thank you, Sean, and it's a pleasure to listen to my colleague, Troy Singleton, who's one of the true environmental warriors in the New Jersey Senate today. Generally, when you have an environmental discussion, it tends to be a little on the depressing side. But that being said, we've had a pretty good 2 to 3 years under Governor Murphy, who is a pretty green governor. We've gotten large food waste legislation done. Charging stations are now a permitted use in all zones in the state of New Jersey, and they have an expedited review process. We have EV, electric vehicle rebates, $30 million a year for 10 years. We're in the second year of the program, and the $30 million is already sucked up dry. We're thinking about doing a supplemental appropriation. Single-use bag ban, which is officially starting in May of 2022. The governor just signed grid-scale solar, which undoes what Governor Christie did. Governor Christie limited solar only to brownfields, landfills, and roofs. The grid-scale solar opens up the land that can be used for large-scale solar. We also have dual-use solar just signed into law, which allows farming activities to work hand in hand with solar electricity production. Governor just signed CPACE, commercial PACE, which is a whole new funding mechanism for energy efficiency, solar panels, you name it, a new way of financing them at the lowest possible interest rate. We have just seen the new successor to the SREC program, Solar Renewable Energy Credits. We now have a successor program that we hope is going to be very stimulative of solar in the state. And as Troy mentioned, we are requiring municipalities, when they update their municipal master plans, that they include in that master plan global climate change and a vulnerability assessment as to how it affects the town and what should you do with your zoning and your circulation plan and all the other things that are in the municipal master plan. We also, in the last 2.5 years, got a stable source of funding for open space, farmland preservation, and historic preservation. Stormwater utilities, so appropriate for IDA. If a town is strapped financially, and every town I know is strapped financially, you can set up a stormwater utility to finance in a fair and equitable way the necessary infrastructure to deal with it. The governor's committed to 7,500 megs of offshore wind. Contracts are out there, or there are bids being taken. So quite frankly, a productive 3 years. And I think we're going to see a lot more of it ahead. The key to the climate problem, or one of the major keys, is electrify everything. And make sure that the electricity is renewable electricity. Transportation impacts our state, wherein we get 50% of our global climate change gases from automobiles and trucks. So one of our major goals in the future is to make sure we have charging stations everywhere and that we have renewable electricity as the source. And it's not going to be easy. It's a big change in the way in which we live. But the value of EVs is so great. Costs you half as much to drive the same distance as fossil fuels, costs half the cost, none of the air pollution. Wow, it's a grand slam home run. Can you imagine a New Jersey where we have solar panels on everyone's house and it's wired down to the garage? And when you come home at night, you just plug in your car and all the electricity that you gathered during the day gets put into the car. You might need a little battery system in there, but you dramatically decrease the costs for New Jersey citizens to live in our state and make the quality of their lives even better. Lame duck wise, we're looking to get recycled content done, neonics done, and efficiency standards. Efficiency standards are the most apropos to this group's interest. Next term, we have some monster issues in front of us. So for example, we have SCR 18, which amends the Constitution of the state of New Jersey. And what it says is no more fossil fuel plants. Now, if you're sitting there, it's something that you have to kind of wrap your head around a little bit. We still have plenty of natural gas plants. I think we're pretty much out of the coal electrification business, but natural gas, we have plenty. Natural gas, while it's cleaner than coal, it's still a fossil fuel. We're still getting plenty of carbon dioxide. So what this constitutional change would do would be to require that when a fossil fuel plant retires, you can't replace it with a new fossil fuel plant. It's got to be replaced with renewable energy sources. I would like to get it on the ballot. I can tell you I'm going to have a hell of a time getting it on the ballot because you can only post bills that are permitted, and it's a game changer. It will probably not have the support of organized labor. Fossil fuel plants and more importantly, pipelines have a big constituency in the labor movement. So it's going to be a rough one, but it is the way in which you start to control our destiny. All right, you got to get out of the fossil fuel business. We also have legislation to say to the state government, divest, get out of the fossil fuel stock investment business in terms of our pension funds. And what listen, it's a signal. It tells the world that New Jersey and other governments should say to themselves, we don't want to be promoting this industry. We have to go to the alternatives. So we have a divestiture bill. We'd like to enter New Jersey into the Transportation Climate Initiative, which will put us in a regional cooperative with our other states in order to reduce emissions. We need to do more stewardship. You've seen the pictures of Australia burning down. You've seen the pictures of California burning down and a whole bunch of the Western states. Well, someday that's going to be us. You know, our forests have enormous fuel loads on the forest floor. And in my opinion, I don't think they're personally managed as well as they could be. We need to do a better job of it. And we have at least 13 other initiatives. On the other hand, Sean, I don't want to abuse your hospitality.
Well, we mentioned too many to list, right? You know,
that's pretty much. But a lot of good things coming. Stay tuned.
That's so great. On behalf of all of us here, we're in South Jersey, but we are big fans of the work you do, and keep on keeping on. And you know, as we get into the Q&A again, let us know how we can help. It's not just here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to do. You know, as environmentalists, as folks trying to just make a better, more sustainable Jersey. So thank you, Senator.
Great. Thank you.